to how safe the cars are from the one. I mean,
there is now on the screen.
Yeah. He had to, and eventually Verstappen.
Oh, and there's a massive crash with Brendan Hartley, and he's got tangled up with Lance.
The Australian Grand Prix is underway, and it's a good start from the second row with Ralf Schumacher trying to squeeze through David Coulthard, and contact! Ralf Schumacher in the air and into the ground as well, and Ralf Schumacher cars all over the place. Saubers, Jordans, there's a Toyota in the middle of that, a BAR, and it is a disastrous start to the Australian Grand Prix.
Ralph cuts back, of course. Rubens brakes. Look at, I mean, unbelievable. Ralf Schumacher was so fortunate, and he found the part of the safety runoff area with the most space. Now watch again. Schumacher goes one way, then Barrichello the other way, cuts back. Barrichello brakes. Ralph outbrakes himself, basically. Ralph missed his braking point.
Car off. Is that in the pit straight? It is in the pit straight, and it will be an enormous accident then, because that's something like 150 miles an hour. It's the back end of the Jaguar's got away from him. Safety car out, of course. Oh, and we've got another car
Alonso.
off. We think Alonso's come round and probably found
Race stopped.
Red flag. Race has stopped.
Oh,
nasty. He hit the stationary tyre, of course, and terrible accident there for Fernando Alonso.
It looks like a rear suspension failure caused him to spin in the middle of bridge. There's debris everywhere, but somehow Jarno escapes without injury.
Pretty bad as the car rolled over. When I stopped, there is very little attached to the car, but luckily I'm perfectly okay. I walked away from a big shunt with no problem.
Minutes later, teammate Ralf Schumacher slammed into the wall at turn 13 due to another left-hand rear tyre failure. The incident was almost identical to the one he had last year that kept him out for 6 races. Unbelievably, he walked away from the wreckage unharmed. Montoya tries to go around the outside of Button, but hits his teammate, and it all spirals out of control. It's been a disappointing season for the Colombian, with only 5 finishes in the points. The incident in Indy was the final blow to his F1 career. It was a nasty-looking accident. So what went through the minds of those involved? The McLaren didn't make it. He speared off across the gravel and careered into the tyre wall at Campsa corner and rubbing heavily against the brake drum. Eventually this caused enough wear to cause the catastrophic... He went hurtling into the path of the errant spring and into the tyre wall. The spring hit his helmet just above his left eye, and the car just went straight on. The graphic shows what was going on with the car and G-forces during the incident.
sluggish, and there's Lewis Hamilton slewing into the wall, and oh dear, Roman Grosjean and Fernando Alonso.
And then it was really all about Hamilton and Grosjean getting together, and White.
Lewis, and he just loses control. Grosjean going over Perez, and Fernando Alonso getting...
Comes across to cover Hamilton, who can't and won't yield, and I'm afraid...
It's Hamilton's left wheel. Oh, that is a bit of debris there that Sebastian Vettel collects and then tries to pick his way through it. How did he not make a really hefty impact? Oh, that's it.
Running their own business and then get completely wiped out. That's a scary accident.
Out of the Nouvelle chicane. We see Chilton then. Oh,
goodness.
That was with Maldonado, who has gone straight on.
Now, Massa went for it. Felipe went to the left, while Checo defended his position, and Vettel was incredibly lucky. The result had been on the cards for both drivers, but the huge crash triggered the safety car. Checo couldn't see what hit him.
You are flying and you are bouncing around, and you see the sky, then you see the ground, you see the sky, and you know exactly where you are, and you keep moving, you want to stop. Then the car stopped. I saw a little space to go out, and I said I go out quickly.
And they try not to get too much wheel spin, and it's a good start from Raikkonen, if anything. Raikkonen, and he hits Vettel as well. Did Vettel get away with it? Raikkonen, and look at, is that Hamilton straight up in there? We've got more drama on the shambles down at turn 1. On the outside on the left, as you look at it here as well.
There you go, look at Vettel, look at Vettel. Yeah. And as Max was trying to get out of the way, it was just diminishing returns there, and then you can see, is that Fernando? Look at Seb, look at Seb, look at Seb. Oh, it's, you know, you could argue a racing incident.
Got damage.
Oh, that's a big crash as well, and that's the Sauber of Marcus Ericsson. Red flag, session suspended. And Paul, there was absolutely nothing he could do. The car just went on under braking, just stepped out from underneath him.
When you have spectacular ones like that, the energy's dissipated over a long distance with all the bits and pieces flying off as well. It's not the sudden stop. They're the ones that really hurt. So whilst it looks spectacular,
that is the Alfa Romeo of Antonio Giovinazzi, and he's gone off at Pouon.
he dropped it mid-corner. That's unusual.
Yeah.
Antonio, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Brilliant. Brilliant news. That's what I wanted to hear.
But Roman decided to come across the pack, look, and Danny Kvyat couldn't do anything about that. And he met a barrier that was coming towards the track at about 30 degrees. Just a misunderstanding in the pack there, because they were basically ahead.
Grosjean goes across, and thankfully we freeze it. The fact that Roman Grosjean has survived that crash is not only miraculous, but quite frankly, marvellous as there. We don't want to see the impact, we really don't. And Roman Grosjean having to hurdle away from the scene of a big fire.
All corners for this Grand Prix.
Hamilton's going to try again, this time on the inside, and comes to the touch. Verstappen is out of the race, and that's a big
Hamilton and Max Verstappen coming together. Hamilton continues on.
Yes, red flag.
They need to repair that tyre barrier. This is the accident. Oh, and it was the merest of touches, but it was enough. And look how the wheel has... There's the initial content. That's where the car then is upside down onto the gravel, and then it flips and tries to right itself, makes the contact.
Basically, George was coming a little bit left, in the middle, and it's immediately just the face of the tyre contact. It's just flipped the car.
Upside down, as you can see, and the roll hoop and the halo very much doing its job before the car digs in, and you do not...
Yeah, I think George was pulling to the left into the Alpha Tauri. That's tripped the Alfa Romeo completely over. Look.